hang out with the brothers. Why would you say that, Junior? What about a brother who's a billionaire and was married to a white woman and been known and plays golf, and it would make you think he don't hang out with the brothers? Well, I mean, I don't get that. I could have swore I saw Tiger Woods on Homestead hitting switches on a hoop. I'm just saying. Gene, let's talk Tiger Woods. I found my blog, HMW, used to Media Watch, along with Lamont and Mike and Derry Ashford, as I talked about. And I began a campaign of awareness to just say, hey, kind of curious some things going on in this town. And I just want to give you folks a little history of HMW. A little curious thing in this town is that we got 4 sports talk stations, which is beautiful on the surface. You know, we got a 97.5 station, ESPN, which a letter of intent reportedly has been signed for the purchase of that station by Mr. David Gow. Mr. David Gow is the principal owner of Yahoo Radio, or 1560 The Game, as many folks know it, where John Granado makes his home at. John Granado, Sean the Cablinasian, David Nuno, who also is an anchor on Channel 13 Sports, John Harris, one of the smartest guys in sports talk, does nights over there. A lot of good folks over there. Travis Rogers, Craig Sheeman. Well, anyway, a lot of good folks over there doing their thing. Well, the owner, David Gow, reportedly has signed a letter of intent to purchase the only FM sports talk station in Houston, ESPN 97.5. That's the home of the only black full-time host in an all-sports format. So you can't count Ralph in that. KCOH is a heritage station, is not all sports. You folks know that. So we got one station in this town. Now some folks will point to Indy Kalu over at 790, Sports Talk 790. Folks will point to Indy Kalu and say, well, Craig, Indy's on 5 days a week, and Indy does a 1-hour show. He and Greg Cook, great show, by the way, 2 NFL guys, two former NFL guys. Over 2 decades of NFL experience. Greg Cook, Green Bay Packer. He's in the Packers. The Packers have their own Hall of Fame. Greg Cook is a member of that Hall of Fame. Indy Kalu played with the Eagles, played with the Texans, played in the Super Bowl. Those guys have a great show, 10 to 11, Monday through Friday. Doing a good job. We'll talk a little bit about some of my thoughts in regard to In the Trenches. Great name for a couple of guys. Greg Cook, former offensive lineman. Indy Kalu, former defensive lineman. How about that, man? In the Trenches. Perfect name for a show. I only see one flaw with the show. One flaw with In the Trenches that I can see. It's that big fathead know-it-all Lance Zierlein. Lance is a real great football mind, but he can't seem to control his need to be the smartest damn guy in the room. Lance, you ain't never been in the trenches, man. Sit your ass down. Sit down. Get out the studio. You're on the air from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. If you want to be on the air extra hour, get up an hour early and come do your own show from 6 to 7 with Matt Jackson and Adam Wexler. When Greg and Indy Kalu come on the air, I'm going to talk to you from a guy that's in the business. When you start a new show, you need an opportunity. When I first started this show, I didn't have my former co-host Bobby Z at the time. Former NFL defensive back Marcus Coleman and I were working together on this show. I had a new producer, so I got a new co-host. I got a new producer. We need time, just us guys, to work it out. To work out some chemistry. To work out the bugs. To figure out how we're going to interact or react when we make mistakes. You didn't see Ralph comes hanging out in the studio, butting in conversations, taking over the show. Lance is in studio with these guys, butting in on the monologue. What the hell is that? How do you have nerve to butt in on the monologue? Folks, the monologue is a pretty important part of a sports talk show. On any show, it's the opening. It's the part where I laid out that we were going to talk about Kevin Durant today. And we were going to talk about LeBron today. and we were going to talk about these stations. The monologue belongs to the host. If nothing else, we have to have that time. Man, Zierlein, you really good in radio. Can't argue your tenure. You wrong on this one. Stay out the trenches. You don't belong now. We'll be right back. You belong here. It's the cut.
At 5813 Armour Drive.
Folks, you can get into Kevin Durant and LeBron James. I've been hearing it on Twitter. Who's the best? We can talk about that the rest of the show, as we're also talking a little bit about what's going on around Houston, man. What's the juice with the new stations? Mark Vandermeer. What's the news at the stations? Rather, Mark Vandermeer is out as the morning show host on Sports Radio 610, but he's still going to be around 610 as a part of the Texans broadcast network, which airs on CBS Radio on 610. How about that? How will Mark Vandermeer respond in a bigger role, programming and things like that? Is he going to be doing any hiring? Is Mark going to make some changes in the market? I don't know. Indy Kalu and Greg Cook off to a fantastic start with In the Trenches. We just can't seem to keep Lance Zierlein out the studio. Hey, Lance, go sit in with Sean the Capital Nation and John Granado. See how that works out for you. Oh, man, these guys are something else, man. How about the J and R show and Josh Ennis? I like Josh Ennis personally, but Josh, you challenge me. You make me feel like my man Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction, Josh. And you know the Bible verse, Josh. And normally if you heard it, you'd be one dead, you know what, by now. And what I mean by this, metaphorically speaking, not threatening Josh, I like Josh, but Josh makes me sick, man. Because for some reason, here's a highly, highly intelligent 24, 25-year-old kid who I've grown to really, really like personally. Don't always appreciate what he does on air. And that's why he's got my attention today. But I don't understand why Josh would think at 25 years old, after being in Houston, Texas, in this blue-collar town for 3 years, he would still think that getting on a sports talk station and talking about homosexuality in an uncomfortable manner and making conversations that just have nothing, there's no reason for what you do, Josh. For you to go on the radio and make comments that you enjoy watching men inside the men's room, what the hell is that? And to make the statement that you're secure in your manhood and the rest of us know we like doing it too, what the hell is wrong with you? You need counseling, brother. Let me explain something to you. You have the right to be whatever the hell you want to be. If you want to be heterosexual, homosexual, as long as you're not breaking the law, in this country, you have a right to choose your lifestyle. But no one needs to have your lifestyle and your preferences forced down their throat. You need to keep that to yourself. How you pray, how you sleep, how you creep is your business, kid. And I like you, and I'm saying this to you because I like you. You're too talented and too gifted and have too great of an opportunity working for the sports leader in this town to be sitting up on radio when people are driving home with their kids as a grown-ass man talking about watching another man's genitals in the men's room at a sporting event. That's foolish and it's embarrassing. And Gavin shouldn't allow you to do it. And I don't care what you think about it. You need to think about it. And what I'm trying to tell you is be a man. I don't care what you sleep with or whatever you do with it, whatever the hell is wrong with you. But you don't have any. If you have a right to be that way, I have a right not to be that way, and I have a right not to want to hear that. And I shouldn't have to turn off the radio not to hear. If I turn on a sports talk station, I should expect to hear sports talk. Not talk about guys watching other guys do their business in the bathroom. All right? And as far as your daddy going on my blog and the Houston Press sticking up for you, telling folks he's proud of you, he's proud that he raised a 25-year-old cat that's running around talking about watching men's genitals? Your dad need to kick your ass, man. Guys are ridiculous. But yet you keep hiring the same old retreads and plugging in the same old type of folks because that's what y'all comfortable with. Because if y'all hire us, it's more than just me walking in and doing a radio show. Now you're sharing a cubicle with me, you're seeing me all day. Oh my God, are you gonna have to invite me to your Christmas party? You got to share hors d'oeuvres with me? I don't want to be there. I don't want to talk homosexuality with you. Me personally, you need to cut it out, man. That's ridiculous. Grow up, Josh Ennis. I like you, but you need to grow up. And if you don't, I'm gonna blog about you in about a week. Boy, I'll give you a week to get your game together. I'm gonna let you have it, old school, Josh. All right, let's get a couple calls in because they lined up, and I want to be able to get into a little bit of this LeBron and Kevin Durant conversation. I'll tell you one thing, Boys One Stop and Seafood Shop never misses it. They're on target every time you go down to 227 Dyke Road in Texas City, or you give them a call at 409-945-4001. You will not be disappointed. Boys One Stop and Seafood Shop. It's a one-stop. You can go, you can fish, you can get your bait, you can get your tackle. On the way back in, you go out there and you catch a whole stringer full of fish and you decide, you know what, I want to give me some big jumbo shrimp and some crawfish to take back home with it. Boys One Stop and Seafood Shop. I want to get more tackle for my next trip. I want to re-spool my lines. I want to change my hooks out. Just talk to my man Jason or any of the good folks at Boys One Stop and Seafood Shop at 227 Dyke Road in Texas City. Give them a call at 409-945-4001 or text the word Boyds, B-O-I-D-S, to 41242. That's Boyds, B-O-I-D-S, to 41242. Become a member of the Boyds text group, and they'll send you texts giving you updates on special prices. They get new buckloads of crawfish and shrimp in, and they get special offers, and they're going to give you a hit to let you know what's going on. Right now, I'm going to go to line number 4 so I can see what's going on with it's Jerry. How you doing?
Hey, Craig.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going okay, brother. Look, I listen to you just about every Monday when you're on there with Vince and Ralph.
Tuesdays,
yeah, and I'm an old school brother, been around this city for about 50 years.
Yes, sir.
Played ball out at Worthing, TSU, and United States Marine Corps, and knew Ralph when he was I was playing football at Worthing. He was a trainer at Worthing.
Yes, sir.
And what my comment is that these other stations, I hope you don't cut me off when I say this, but I don't listen to these little punk-ass white boys from these other stations.
Okay.
I don't listen at them because they don't know nothing about sports. Most of them, 99% of them, can't make a marble shooting team. They've never played no sports. They can't make no kind of team. And they can't carry Ralph Cooper's jockstrap. So I don't spend my electricity and my money listening at them clowns from these other stations, Barry Warner, them other clowns that you call their names, because these suckers never have played any ball. They couldn't make a marble shooting team. They didn't have no skills. They couldn't make 2-a-day practices. They have no kind of pass blocking, defensive skills, running the ball, catching the ball. I don't see why the brothers waste their time commenting behind these little punk white boys from these other stations.
Let me clarify a few things with you because you're getting redundant. I got your point, but you're repeating yourself. Let me clarify a couple of things. We won't broadly brush any one group of people because we got black folks talking sports in this town that are ignorant, don't know what the hell they talking about.
Well, I know that guy.
Hold up, boss. I'll let you talk. Let me talk, okay? I heard you out. But you started to repeat yourself, and you said some things that weren't true. And I'm going to tell you what you told me. Don't cut me off. I'm going to talk about some white guys in this town. I'm not going to call them punks as you did, but I agree with you in certain terms. There are some punk attitudes in this town. Punk kids that didn't work their way up. They didn't start in smaller markets and come here. They were given jobs that, quite frankly, Where you're coming from is a lot of black kids or Hispanic kids or women would not be afforded those opportunities. It's not arguable. No one can say I'm wrong or I'm lying because the numbers say I'm right. But where you're wrong is saying that all of these white boys don't know nothing about football or they sports. Well, that's just not true.
I didn't say
just
they
jump.
know them.
Boss, I asked you not to cut me off. I heard you.
I say they never played in the ball. They couldn't.
Well, you don't know what you're talking about, man.
To do it.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't. And let me tell you why you don't.
Yes,
some of them played.
That's your opinion. That's not mine. I do know what I'm talking about.
Sir.
You name me 5 of them that played. Made first team anything.
The point is, you lost. Hey, boss, we can both talk. You don't have to yell and talk over me.
Name me 5 of them made first team anything.
You name me 5 black ones in town that made first team anything.
I'm talking about made first team.
Did Ralph Cooper play football? Hey, boss. Hey, bro. Did Ralph Cooper play football?
No, Ralph didn't.
Well, then what's your point? You just killed them guys for the same thing.
My point is that you listen at folks that couldn't make a team, that don't have the skills to make the team.
The point is...
That's who you listen at your sports from.
It doesn't matter.
If you listen at...
All right, I got to let you go, boss, because you're handling this in the wrong fashion. I'm trying to talk with you and to you, and you just want to be right. You have no interest in the truth. You just got a couple of bills in you or some crown, and you just want to be right. You call me next Sunday, we can do it all over again. But you're wrong. I brought Ralph up for a reason, because I know Ralph wasn't a football player in the regards you talking about. But he took his craft seriously, so he studied and he learned. You said Barry Warner was one of these people. Barry is a former NFL scout. That's a ridiculous statement for you to make. John Harris played college football and was a coach. You got Greg Cook, who's in the Packer Hall of Fame, that's talking football in this town. So don't be ridiculous. If you're gonna attack people and you're gonna say all these punk ass white boys don't know nothing, that's cool. If you know what you're talking about. So you sound like one of them cats that sell his vote for a fish dinner to me. I'm not a hoorah Negro. Preachers that hoorah don't get my money. Politicians that try to get my vote for a bucket of chicken don't get my vote. And black folks that call up and wave the black fist and don't know what the hell they talking about get shut down like Chuck D and Public Enemy. I'm about what's real and what's right, man. I don't care nothing about that black and white the way you talking it, because you talking out of ignorance. I know what I'm talking about. I know the people in this market. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys next week.